And we are live. What is going on with everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real raw, rugged, and got somebody on the other line. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Who we got, man?
What up, man? I'm Keith Johnson. I'm a comedian out in Los Angeles by way of Florida. What up, everybody? What up, man?
What's going on, man? You told me you was playing golf, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Why?
We,
What got you to playing golf?
I think my dad thought I had the Tiger Woods gene, being Asian and black, so he just
Mm.
taught me at a young age, and I've been wanting to play. So I had some homies out here that we've been hitting it up like the last 2 weeks. So we out here, bruh.
Are you an athletic nigga?
No, not really. Once I hit 30, had to let go of basketball, let go all the athletic shit, and start doing more leisure activities. So now we take it slow and smooth.
Yeah, golf do seem like a wash nigga sport. So
Very,
yeah, I'm not a wash
very
nigga yet, so I'm not trying to get into
right,
golf. You know what I'm saying,
right.
man? I'm still out here
Me
trying to
neither.
dunk on niggas. You feel me? So
Exactly.
golfing is
Golf
not
is a
where
great equalizer.
it's.
There's like an old Korean lady that was just killing it right now. So like, once you get washed, this is the way to go, bro.
Now you said that you had to let go of basketball and things like that. Were you good at basketball?
I was decent. Nothing past high school. I think high school is when I was like, all right, everyone's way better. I could hoop a little on the weekends, but other than that, no.
What about
What about you?
20? I mean, I like to think I'm decent. 2019, you good?
2019, no, bad. Uh, I'm certainly washed, bro.
I say that because I'm coming out to LA in a couple more weeks, and if you was ready for the challenge, you know what I'm saying, I'll throw a challenge out there for you, man. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying,
a
man?
couple of weeks, I can warm up. It
Yeah.
ain't nothing. I still got still got a little bit.
Okay, okay. Well, hey, man. Well, whenever I come out there, I'll let you know, man.
Right, for sure.
So interesting. Let's take a step back on how I found you. I was just on the internet looking at things, and I seen your little like 4 minute stand up on YouTube that was with the Heart of City, I think it's called, right?
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man, it was really funny. So I was like, I gotta contact this nigga. I think the thing that got me was the Mesopotamia face ass nigga. That was some good stuff right there, man. And you grew up in Florida. That is a very Florida thing to say, a
Yes,
Mesopotamia face ass nigga. So
yes,
it's good stuff
yes.
right there.
You live in Florida, you gotta learn how to get back at it, or if the joke gets you, just gotta throw hands. So I learned how to just be funny, and yeah, I get roasted all the time, bro. So that's where I got good at comedy, just being in class or on the bus, just roasting niggas, shit like that. So Hart City just dropped maybe a couple weeks ago. It's on Comedy Central. Kevin Hart produced it, so it was good looks, definitely, man. So
So
thank you for watching.
of course, of course. So growing up in Florida, how was that? Because I live in Florida. You know, you got a lot of Florida man jokes or whatever. And it's funny because a lot of niggas who make that joke are like niggas from New York.
Right.
And it's like you niggas have niggas who masturbate on trains. Like I don't know what you're trying to go at with here. So how was your experience
um,
growing up down here?
Man, I love it out in Florida, man. I think I mean I went to college out there. College was great. Florida State and FAMU right across the street from each other, so you see a lot of educated black folks, a lot of just getting it, making money, making moves. Uh, the reason why Florida gets a bad reputation is because we have open public records.
Mm.
So you can Google something and find a crazy person, whereas everywhere else they have disclosed records, so you won't find the same crazy shit. But I mean, we have a bad reputation, but once you get there, it's cool, man. People show love. I mean, people are real. People are thorough, and I mean, it's just laid back, and that's what's good about Florida. There's a lot of culture there, man. So, yeah, most of my family's out there, out in Tampa, and I lived out in Tallahassee for about 5 years. So, it's just dope, man. I love going back.
What's going on at Tampa? Because I think I've been to Tampa one time. Because you know, got Busch Gardens out there.
Yeah, we got Busch Gardens.
So outside of that, I know nothing about Tampa.
We got the Buccaneers. We got all the teams. We got the beaches. It's real chill, man. It's St. Pete's there. I mean, I grew up with a lot of like decent dudes, man. most of my group went to college. They're just out here living, trying to get money, man. I got a few homies that are like working their way up in the music industry. So, I mean, Tampa's a very undiscovered city with a lot of talent and just a lot of culture, like city boy, like we city boy with it, whatever. But yeah, man, I'd say the same for Duval, man. There's just like a rich culture that just is untapped, and I mean, I think that's one thing I'm trying to like bring a little bit of Florida. I lived in DC to bring a little bit of DC and like put that shit on the map for sure.
Now, that's some real nigga stuff. It's funny that you shout out Duval because I was literally just finna get into some Tampa slander. But since you shout out Duval, I'm a.
Right. It's all love. Once you leave Florida, and then you, like, as soon as I saw the number, I was like, oh shit, Duval, like, you miss it. You're like, man, anywhere in Florida, man, it's all love. But yeah. I mean, there was definitely some slander back in the day, talking shit about Duval or whatever, back and forth Tampa or whatever. But yeah, I'm just happy to see another Florida nigga. So I mean, it's all good.
Man, it's so good to see a lot of Florida things popping now. Like compared to 10 years ago to now, like Florida is everywhere from music to niggas in sports to comedy to just everywhere. So like being a Floridian, is it crazy to see how like big Florida has gotten? Like it's just all over the map now. Because I would have never expected that 10 years ago.
No, man, I think it's a perfect mix. I mean, because where America is right now, it's very unapologetic black people, and there's like that wave of racist white people. It's not even racist; it's just white Southern white people, and like we know how to move within both.
Yeah,
we're around it, and then so people want to hear us speak because everywhere else there isn't that culture. So as soon as I left Florida, I was like, oh, there's not as much culture, whether it's just black culture, whether it's whatever it is on the map, it's somehow directed to Florida. So I'm not surprised at all. I definitely expect to see more.
Being that you live in LA, I have this theory. Like I could be wrong. This is my first time going out to LA a couple weeks from now, so I won't see it face to face until 2 weeks from now. But I have this theory that LA niggas and Florida niggas are similar. I don't know if that's a thing I'm making up, but I see a lot of similarities between the two.
That's interesting. There's definitely a southern approach to how LA niggas move. It's very laid back, very laissez-faire, very principled people. Yeah, I can say that. There's just not enough like black culture in LA like you see in Florida. Just because you're more of an individual here, whereas in Florida it's just like your group. There's more of a community. So yeah, every time like I definitely vibe with a lot of LA niggas. Just again laid back, just smooth with it, and so that southern approach definitely meshes with LA well.
You bring up a lot of like I guess black community that's in Florida. Is that something that you miss out in LA? Could you mention it a lot? You miss that?
Yes. No, there's no Zaxby's.
There's no Zaxby's out there?
No, man. You bring me a box when you pull up. But there's a lot of little things that you don't realize are in Florida that you miss. And again, like you come out here, it's just like you're more so an individual. Like you're just on your own. So, and everyone's just like fighting to do their own thing. Whereas you could find a group of people trying to do the same thing in Florida for sure.
So I guess comedy is like an individual type thing where it's like you're kind of on your own in comedy when you're doing stand up for sure because you're doing it by yourself. You're making your lane by yourself. So I guess does that make that easier as a transition, or would it still be easier for if you had like a group that you felt like I guess a unity, like a community type thing, where that worked better for you?
I mean, I definitely found a group of individuals that I moved with for sure. I think you interviewed a guy, Jack Knight. I mean, I roll with him.
That nigga's hilarious, but yeah.
He's super fucking funny, super talented, super dope. But yeah, you find a group of people of like-minded individuals, and you just go from there. But I don't know. It's just something about like Southern hospitality that isn't here. So you're just left to your own vice.
It's interesting because I always hear like Southern hospitality, and me growing up in the South, I don't know anything different. You know what I'm saying? So when I go
And
somewhere else, for the first time, I'm very interested. I mean, I'm very interested to see like what's the difference between Southern hospitality and how other niggas move in different places. You know what I'm saying?
it's just authenticity. Like we have a we're able to detect it where you just approach somebody with good energy and then they approach back. But when you do that here, people are kind of pulled back a little bit, and then they'll slowly work work or warm up to you. But yeah, man, it's just like it's almost instinctive. Like
Hmm.
when you're coming from the South, where you just have it, where you're definitely more likable, more approachable, and shit like that. So
Yeah, like I said, I'm just a Duval nigga. I'm so used to like the ratchetness and the just like hoodness down here or whatever. It's different when you
definitely,
go to other places. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been it's fun, man. Like going to places like 'cause I do like little public interviews or whatever, and I
yeah,
walk around with my bonnet on, and people see me with the bonnet on, they just like, why the fuck this nigga got a bonnet on? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yes, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love the
right,
rudeness. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
right,
it's nothing like the South. You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
nothing like the
right.
South for
You
sure.
got to keep the hair conditioned,
Yeah, I
man.
was gonna ask you, do you fuck with the bonnets, nigga? Do you wear
Oh,
bonnets?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had my hair wrapped for a long time. I just started putting it in a bun, but definitely like my hair was out. My hair was wrapped the whole time before I taped. I was walking around with like a wrap, and everyone was laughing at me. I'm like, watch when I pull it off. Curls is just gonna be juicy. Curls are gonna be wet, and that's exactly what it looked like on camera. So I was happy about that. So
See, rocking a bonnet, I've received a lot of jokes that are really kind of like people say them all the time now. It's like, oh, what do you have? A shower cap granny on your head? Like, ha ha ha, really funny. Like, they fucking nerd. So, is there a joke that you've got about your hair, just about your face feature or whatever, that actually landed with you and you was like, you know what, that was a solid joke, like something that always stuck with you?
about my hair being wrapped.
Or just no, not about your hair, just about you in general. Just like a joke that somebody hit you with, and you was like, you know what, that was really good. Like I gotta laugh at myself. Like I'll let you think I go first. Like for example,
Okay,
I
go
had a
ahead.
substitute, and he was a nigga. Like he got in the class, and started roasting everybody. I was like, what the fuck is this? So we got in this circle, and we was playing this little game, and he said I look like somebody off the PJs. I don't know
Uh
why,
huh.
but that just hit me. I thought that was really funny. I had no rebuttal for that. I was like, that was
Right,
really
right.
good. So
You
is
gotta
there,
eat that.
yeah? So is there like a joke for you that stuck with you? He's like, you know what? I can't even get you back with that one. That was a good one.
Yeah. Someone. I had my hair down like this, and someone said I look like a fat Aquaman. Uh, yeah, they were just going in there like, man, like a Samoan Aquaman or some shit like that. So I had to eat that and just keep it moving. It definitely hurts. You can't show the hurt though. You gotta just recognize the joke, keep it keep it going. People, any R&B singer that's mixed, they'll tell me I look like him.
I've seen you got Miguel
Whatever,
a lot.
the Filipino Miguel or whatever, yeah, shit like that. So uh, that's yeah. I definitely hear the jokes all the time.
You definitely
It's
could pull off like the cousin of The Rock or something. I can see like niggas saying like you like Dwayne The Rock Johnson cousin or some shit. I can see you pulling that
right,
off, man. So you might need to try to get into that. You know what I'm saying? You might need to help The Rock or some shit. Try to play his cousin in the
right.
movie, man. That's
Kevin Hart's friends with The Rock, so I mean, I'm already one person away. So
hey.
you never know, man.
Hey man, you might be almost there, man. And it's funny
Right?
because I was doing like a little research and whatnot, and I seen you had like a little show or a little like animation thing on Golf Media, right?
Yeah.
I was curious how did that come about because that was really random. Like I wasn't expecting to see that.
Right. So my homie Cam Lee, who is a comedian, worked with Tyler and Golf Media. He was a writer, and him and I were working on Darius. It's just like a mix of Boondocks and Daria, and we wanted to make a cartoon. And as soon as we had everything on paper, Cam was like, "Yo, I'll take it to Golf Media, and we'll see what's good." And they bid on it, and they animated it, and shit. It was like we did, I think, 6 episodes, and now we're just working to sell it to networks or whatnot. So yeah, we were just like one step away. Once we had it on paper, it was thorough, it was legit. Golf Media bought it. So
I watched all 6 episodes. It was pretty good stuff.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
and I seen you had the hold on, let me not misper. What is it? 27 real nigga principles. And
Yes.
there was a couple that stuck out, and I just wanted to bring them to you. You know what I'm saying? You could go over them for me or not. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You say if you lose to the Warriors, don't sign with the Warriors the following year, right?
Yes.
Is
Shot
that a
it.
real nigga principle? You know, I thought about that, and I was like, at this point, if you can't beat them, do you join them?
No, I think you gotta process that L, and you like I'm not mad at Kevin Durant for moving to Brooklyn. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was a very smart move, teaming up with Kyrie. So I like that move, but I was very upset with him for a long time for leaving OKC, and I understand why he left OKC, but I felt like if he would have moved to OKC or from Brooklyn first and then like teamed up, I wouldn't have been mad.
Mm.
But you can't take an L and then just swap sides like that. This is I don't know. There's something like iffy about that.
I feel that. I feel that. Number 8 was never turn off the console if you're losing in 2K. I felt that. I've definitely whooped a lot of niggas in 2K,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying. It's like, whoa, what's going on? Like you turned off the game already, so
Right.
it's never a
It's,
good feeling, man. It's never a
you
good
want
feeling.
to. You want to. As soon as like the game gets to 20 and you just this computer starts cheating and shit, you wanna pull the plug, but you gotta take it. It's all about eating the L's. Real niggas take their L's with grace, and that's what it's about.
It's funny that because another rule on here is learn how to take an L. And my
Yes.
whole life, I've been taking L's with women. So it's just something that you got to learn how to take. And I feel like a lot of comedians, they know how to take things and flip them into jokes, like real life situations, and find
Yes.
like real sad things and make them funny for the audience or whatnot. So is that something that you've learned how to do, or is that something you're still working on? Because I feel like
I'm,
that's a kind of an art to learn how to do.
yes, I'm definitely still working on it. L's of course hurt. Hey, you're dealing with ego. You're dealing with pain. You're dealing with just being humiliated. But once the faster you're able to process it, the faster you're able to grow. And I think if you take somebody like Kevin Hart, you take somebody like Drake, or whoever is successful on the highest level, they process their L's the best way they can, and it's just by owning it. You got to wear that shit and keep it moving. So the good is on the other side of the L.
Okay. And the last one I want to talk about, where is it at? It's always defend Kanye, Obama, and Kaepernick, right?
Yep.
I got to the point where I don't think you can defend Kanye sometimes anymore.
You know?
I don't think
Oh
you
man.
can, man. After Ye, that's it's not a good album. It's not a good album. Yeah, it's not a good album. I'm throwing it
Okay,
out
but
there.
Ghost Town definitely is one of Kanye's top 10 songs, though.
I feel you. I feel you.
It's got a classic song on it.
That's like a nigga saying like, damn nigga, this nigga got LeBron on his team. Oh, this team amazing. But then you see like Taj Gibson and like other 12 trash niggas. It's like, hey, that shit don't make up all the other trash niggas on the team. So
Right.
I don't know, man. You like Ye? Is that the album you like?
I did. I like. Yeah, I like what he was doing. Here's what I realized. I always have to grow on a Kanye album once he drops a new album. So once he drops the newest album, whatever's next, people circle back and realize that the previous album was better than we thought it was.
Mm.
We did that with Saint Pablo. We did that with Yeezus. We did that with 808s. Everyone always hates on a Kanye album when it comes out.
That's a fact.
Next album, they circle back and they're like, "Oh shit, this is actually dope." I think Kanye's ahead of his time, and I don't think we understand the fights he's fighting yet. And he does it in the worst ways possible, for sure. He doesn't do it smooth at all, but I think he's fighting for us to be free on the highest level. So we're not dealing with that right now. So being able to wear a bonnet, you know what I mean? Kanye was wearing skirts and weird shit. For us to feel that free, the ability to even move that way, you know what I mean?
So you tell me Kanye fought for me to wear his bonnet right now?
Yes, definitely. It started with the pink polos and backpacks. Had he not done that, we wouldn't be wearing bonnets, or our hair probably wouldn't have been grown. My shit probably would have been in braids and shit like that. So it would have been a different era. So Kanye fostered this environment we live in.
So Kanye is like the Jesus of bonnets. Like he sacrificed himself just so I could wear a bonnet.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And I think another thing that is one thing I could never defend. It was when he went to the White House, right? And it was just one specific thing that he did. It was when he got up and he hugged Trump. Cause it wasn't just any hug. It was on some like I love Massa type hug. He was like, oh, I love this man. I was like, bro,
Right.
this is like it's like a deleted scene from Django. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this shit was crazy. That was
Yeah,
weird, man.
it's hard to stay on his side for sure. He doesn't make it easy. That did bother me. But once I listened to what he was saying, I was like, oh, he's still fighting for niggas. He's still everything he was saying was like, no, we got to build art centers in Chicago. We got to free. I think it was free some like gang leader that was in jail that like was reformed. Like everything, all of his things that he was doing, including even now, like getting on the phone with Trump and trying to work and get ASAP out. Like that's all from having that relationship with him. So somebody needs to have a relationship with the president. So if you think if Hillary won, it would have been Pusha T and Jay-Z. You know, those are the people who are behind him. So somebody has to get behind, you know, a president that we don't fuck with. So might as well, you know, if someone's going to do that, why not be Ye, you know?
Shout out to Rocky for getting free today.
Right. He's out.
So
And that's thanks to Ye.
I've seen a very hot take conspiracy theory on Kanye, and I'm curious of what you have to think about this. I've heard that this whole thing that he's doing right now with the MAGA hats and building with Trump, that it's all a performance art act. And apparently he's been seen with like other performance artists recently. So they're trying to say that this is a whole of performance art that's leading to something that's completely different. So I don't know if you believe that. I don't know how to take that, but what's your thoughts on that?
I think that's a very strong possibility. If you listen to that David Letterman interview, he was talking about it. I forget. Jim Carrey played him in a movie with an old comedian, Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman, yeah.
Andy Kaufman just fucked with the world for a long time, and he did that on and off stage, which as a comedian that's difficult to do because I want to be a regular person off stage, but on stage is where I'm funny. But he lived it, and Kanye alluded to that in his interview with David Letterman. He was like, Andy Kaufman did this, so why can't I do this? I think it's just, yeah, he likes to rile people up. And for a long time, Kanye was riling white people up, and now he's just riling black people up. And I think that's his way of, like, agitating us so we, you know, move a little differently and, like, we're comfortable being who we really are. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he's fucking with us.
You're making a compelling argument right now, man. You making me rethink Kanye right now, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I ain't think about it this way, man.
He's been the same the whole time, dog. It's just everything else is changing. You know?
And it's funny that you say that it's kind of hard for a comedian like Andy Kaufman to be like on and off stage like this, just troll basically is what he was doing. He was trolling people.
Right.
So I think that's interesting because when I first started interviewing comedians, I think like the first comedian I interviewed was like 2 years ago or something like that, a year ago. And I just like, oh man, I'm funny, they're funny, it's gonna be a funny interview. None of my interviews with comedians are funny. Like they're always serious, they're always one of my funniest interviews from a comedian is probably with Jack. Like me and Jack Knight had a pretty funny interview. But like I interviewed Spoken Reasons, right? A fellow Floridian. Super serious. We talked about black power, we talked about a lot of black issues. And I don't mind it, right? Like, I love that type of stuff. But it's just interesting that comedians that I interviewed, Carlos Miller, a very serious interview. And it's and I don't know if you can probably dissect that why, but, like, I don't know. Comedians give these really in-depth interviews when I'm thinking something else. And I don't mind it, but, I don't know. It's kind of like a change of pace for me.
Right. Jack is, I mean, he is very close to being all around just Jack Knight on and off stage. Like me and him is flat box for hours. Like it doesn't make sense how much energy this man has. So it makes sense that he gave you a funny interview because he's just like he's silly all the time. He's Bugs Bunny. So Carlos, I know for sure, is just laid back. You know, he's smart. He's very like strategic with his, and Spoken Reason is very similar. Like, you know, just being from Florida, you see things differently. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I guess comedians are very like quiet and like observant off stage, so it's hard to be fun. But I get what you're saying. Like I have that same interaction with comedians. It's just always serious. Like very rarely do I meet a comedian where we're just like playful the whole time. It's just I don't know what it is. I think
It's
that's just
crazy.
how we are.
It's great
We're
because,
punk.
like I said, I go into the interview thinking like I would like to think I'm a funny person, so I'm gonna make them laugh. They're gonna make me laugh. I'm gonna make everybody laugh. It's gonna be a funny interview.
Right.
But it's never. It's always like kind of an intellectual conversation. Like almost every interview. I mean, almost every comedian I've interviewed, we got into like intellectual thoughts or whatever. Even just me and you talking about the Kanye thing or whatever. You know, digging deeper in that or whatnot. It's I don't know. I think that because I interview a lot of good comedians, to be a great comedian, you have to be smart. You can't be a dumb nigga and be a great comedian. You can make people laugh and be dumb. You can be a clown. You can make
For
do
sure.
little, but to make old people funny, I mean, old people, young people, white people, black people laugh, you got to have some type of level of intellect to diverse that comedy. So that's what I think it
Absolutely.
is.
I think. I mean, our generation was influenced by Chappelle, who was a great thinker,
Mm.
but at the same time hilarious. And I think all of those comedians, Jack, Carlos, all these guys are just we're moving off of being smart and seeing things differently and having that intellectualism behind it. But I mean, we're like all of us, guaranteed, are definitely silly, definitely stupid or whatever. But yeah,
Even Chappelle doesn't have the most funniest interviews. Like he'll say a little joke here and there, but pretty serious.
right. He'll drop some knowledge on you. It won't be funny at all. I'm actually, as a comedian, I'm working on trying to be more silly, just all the time and fun. But for whatever reason, I'm just more laid back off stage.
I'm the same way. Like off camera, like I don't have on a bonnet. I'm not like hee, not like the goofy
Right.
nigga or whatever. It's like sometimes you just want to chill and be relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the inner Florida in me, but I just
Right.
you know.
So as soon as I saw you with the bond, I was like, oh yeah, you just like to take care of your hair. It wasn't a funny thing to me.
Really,
Like,
a lot of people thinking just like, oh, this must be some clown ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
That's
man,
what,
I thought you was about your business. I saw a handful of your interviews. I was like, oh man, he's about his business. I appreciate it. So yeah, my approach, I don't know, was a little more serious. Maybe, I don't know.
I appreciate that. You know, what I'm saying? I appreciate you not looking at me like no clown ass nigga, man. That's very
For
respectable.
sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But before we get out of here, because I don't want to take up too much of your time, just a personal question for me, and probably people watching us probably want to know. I am going to LA, like I said, for like 30 million times. What is there to
Yes.
do out there in LA?
Be at ease. Take every time somebody from Florida comes to LA, they're tense because you don't realize how much Florida makes you on edge.
Yeah.
And then you get to LA and we're golfing. You know what I mean? So it's time to be at ease. It's time to make just connections. Hit up Roscoe's. Hit up the Comedy Store. Hit up Improv and all that. Just watching comedy shows. You know, just be at ease. Wherever you go, Rodeo Drive, or if you want to hit up the Grove, watch some like soccer games or some shit like that, or a baseball game. Definitely like just whatever your mentality should just to be at ease. Find out if I don't know if you're trying to move out here, but just find what area you like and then take it from there.
Hey man, I appreciate that. I don't know how easy it's going to be because I'm already like first couple days I'm doing videos with porn stars, so it's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be it's gonna be a little turn. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Even you'll see like they're just chilling. You know what I mean? Like I remember I met Anya Ivy. She's from Florida. She and you hear like, oh, she's a porn star, but she's just a regular person. That's just her. That's her industry.
see,
So,
this is why I love to interview porn stars because I see interviews with them and it's always like with creepy niggas like, yeah, so how big is your
Right.
butt? It's your measurements. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you niggas is weird. So when I interview them, I try to make them feel like humans. You know what I'm saying? Because and not make them feel like sexual objects. So
right, they're
it's
business women.
yeah,
It's just their business is in sex, which is $1 billion industry. So
that's a fact. That's a fact.
right.
So lastly, before we get out of here, I think my favorite video that I'm doing out there is I'm playing K Camp, the rapper, at Basketball 101 because I want to start this series where I just play niggas 101. So when I come out there, you could be the second nigga playing in the series. You know what I'm saying,
Bro,
man?
let me know. I'll start practicing now, bro. Like,
Hey, look,
it's nothing.
I don't know if Jack Knight hoop or whatever, but that nigga could come along and get busted up too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'll let them know. I'll let the folks know, and we'll bring a little squad out.
Bet. So
Get 1-on-1.
so is there anything else you gotta say before we get out of here, man?
Nah, man. I saw. I like how you move, bro. I like how you reach out to people. interviewed everyone from Jack Knight to fucking Guap Dad. So it's like you're doing your thing, bro. Like I see you. You're just a random message, but I like how you move, bro. So keep doing you, bro.
I
So
I appreciate that, bro. Hey, like I said, I appreciate what you do. Funny nigga. I watched, and it was like it was a little 4 3 minutes or whatever, but you left a big impression within those 3 4 minutes. So I think that's the most important part. You ain't even have
appreciate
15 minutes to get your shit off. You got a little 4 3 minutes, and
it. Right.
you left an impression. So I appreciate that. For everybody watching right now, I say what I mean. I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate. Players gonna play. Y'all holla at your boy.